Hi guys, welcome back, and hopefully you've absorbed as much of that information as you can, and even better, hopefully you're able to then go away and apply some of this and play some of it on the guitar, because that's basically what's going to make it really sink into your head. Okay, now we're going to do a little test, as we like to do at the end of these segments. Can you remember this stuff, and basically can you use it properly? So the pentatonic test. Okay, I'm going to write out here the different types of pentatonics and the blues scale, and your job is to kind of pause the video and try and remember them. Okay, so let's just write out first of all the major pentatonic, okay, which will look and be written like this. Then we're going to want the minor pentatonic, okay, and then we're going to want the blues scale. Okay. Now, it's worth remembering that in a guitar setting, if someone says to you, right, you know, this uses the pentatonic scale, they're very, very more than likely referring to the minor pentatonic scale. It's just something it's just, I guess, typical on a guitar. As a guitarist, you get very familiar with the minor pentatonic and the blues scale, but tend to maybe shy away a little bit from the major pentatonic quite a lot. So if someone's talking to you and saying it uses the pentatonic scale, they're probably referring to the minor pentatonic scale, as it's the most common. Okay. Now, let's see if you can do this. So pause the video. All I want here is the formula for each one of these. So the 5 notes, because it's a pentatonic, and 6 notes for the blues scale. So pause me now. Hopefully you did pause me now and try and do that, and hopefully I didn't have too much of a double chin thing going on. I apologize if I did. Now, we want to kind of see if you've got this right. So, with my white pen, let's go through this. The major pentatonic has the root, the second, the third. Easy one to remember to start with, just 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we start skipping. So we don't do the 5, we don't do the 4, and we do the 5, and we do the 6, and then we come back to the root again. Okay. So, you know, it's, I think, a relatively easy one to remember. You've just got 1, 2, 3, then you skip, and then you do the next 2 together, and then of course we've done 5 notes by that point, so we know for sure there can't be another one here, so there's no 7. Okay. If you play these notes in order on the fretboard, you might hear it sounds a little bit like My Girl, the riff from My Girl, because that is literally those notes together, just like that. But it should make sense now in terms of just, there's your formula. Let's look at the minor pentatonic formula, shall we? So hopefully you're able to get this one too. It's the root and then flat third. Okay. Again, I think this is a relatively easy thing to remember because the minor chord has got root, flat third. So we know that's going to be a big part of the minor pentatonic. The thing is with the pentatonic is we don't have the second. Okay. Then from the flat third we go to the 4th, then the 5th. Okay. Again, root, flat third, 5th is a minor chord, so we're pretty sure they're going to be in there. Then we skip the 6, we do the flat 7, and then back to the 1. And that gives us our minor pentatonic. Remember, when we did this, we very much related the minor pentatonic to the minor scale. That is a really good piece of advice in terms of any kind of scale-based things, okay? If you're doing a modal scale, which is something we're going to get to down the line, is it a minor mode or a major mode? And therefore, do you relate it to the minor scale or the major scale, okay? Because jumping from a major scale to a minor pentatonic, it's almost like why? You know, why would we need that kind of jump straight away? Typically, we're going to go from the minor to the minor pentatonic, okay? Just basic ideas for you. Now, let's do the blues scale. The blues scale is the minor pentatonic. So if you got that right, you should have got this right, plus 1 note. So we got the root, flat 3, 4, and then we've got this flat 5 note before we have 5, flat 7, and 1, just as my white pen starts to disappear. Hopefully you can pretty much just about see that. So it's that flat 5 there that makes all the difference. There it is, the flat 5. And that's your blues scale. Okay, so test basically over, apart from one thing. Now what I want you to do is take a scale. So we're going to do an example using the C, okay? So we're going to do the C major pentatonic, the C minor pentatonic, and the C blues scale, okay? So what do we need for this? Well, relatively quickly, we need to work out a C major scale. Now, C major scale, pretty simple, I would think, for most of you guys. No sharps or flats, that's why we've chosen it. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. And that's root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 again. And that's my C major scale, okay? So, going through this, the major pentatonic will be a C, the C major pentatonic, C, D, E, no F, so G, A, and then C again, okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you and matches up to what you guys are thinking. The minor pentatonic, again, what we should do here to make sure we're relating it to the minor scale is we should first alter this to become a C minor scale, okay? And to do that, all you do is you flatten the third, flatten the 6, and flatten the 7, and then everything else stays exactly the same, okay? And that gives you a C, a D, then we've got an E flat, an F, a G, an A flat, and a B flat, and then we're back to the C again, okay? So, just to kind of separate those two, let's put a little line in there. This is the major, and this is the minor, okay? Now, that means that when we're looking at this, it's not so shocking anymore, these kind of changes, okay? The root is C, the flat third is E flat, the 4 is F, then G, then flat 7 will be B flat, and we're back to C, okay? And then, you know, for the blues scale, it's exactly that, plus the flattened 5, which will be a G flat. So E flat, F, then we're going to have a G flat, G, a B flat. Let's see. Okay, and there we go, guys. Woo, we got through it. I would love it if you guys could go away and do that for a variety of different ones. So try and do a D minor pentatonic and an F sharp major pentatonic and a G blues scale, just so you kind of writing this out more and more. I know personally, you know, when I was doing this at a university level, it really helped the fact that I could always use, I'd have endless sheets of working out material because it just made it really clear for me. If I could just write out that major scale or that minor scale and remember the formula, I could just work it out on a sheet super quickly. It got me through my degree, no problem at all. So hopefully you guys are kind of sharing that concept with me and it makes sense. And that is all for scale construction at the moment. In the next course, we're going to come back to chord construction.